General G.D. Bakshi, Maruf Raza, Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP, Junaid Mattu of the Jammu and Kashmir People's Conference, Dr. Samir Kaul of the PDP, Mehboob Beg of the National Conference will be joined by Shabnam Lone in a few minutes. So we have the whole spectrum here tonight on the News Hour. There's no argument left here, is there now? Is there any argument left now, Mehboob Beg, for rolling back the army's powers? That whole, this whole campaign that you started about rolling back the army's powers must have evaporated after today's attack. Should have evaporated after today's attack.
Arnab, you have seen what you have seen, and in spite of the fact that Armed Force Special Powers Act and acts like the one are still there. But have we achieved what we want to achieve? No, we haven't. Can we say there is a part in a democratic society which we are, which can be governed only with powers like Armed Force Special Powers Act, or there has to be something? There is something wrong in overall situation, and that wrong is not being
No, what is wrong, Mr. Mehboob Beg? What is wrong is that Pakistan has stepped up the campaign. That's what is wrong. What is wrong is that the Lashkar-e-Toiba has stepped up the activities. That is what is wrong.
Absolutely.
Society has not killed these 5 CRPF Jawans. Pakistan-backed terrorists have.
Yes, Arnab. Yes, you have asked me a question. Kindly let me answer your question. You are right. Those are the external dimensions of the Kashmir issue, and those have to be tackled. There is no second opinion on that. But we have internal dimensions. Suppose it would have been repealed because there were breathing periods, normal periods in the history of Kashmir. 2010, 2011 and 12, we had very peaceful Kashmir. Perhaps the beneficiaries are the people of state of Jammu and Kashmir, which were responsible to bring about a change, a symbolic change.
But that is exactly the point.
In the situation.
No, that is exactly the point. It was exactly the point. The situation in Jammu and Kashmir was peaceful because of the army, despite the army. That's where you don't give them credit. General Bakshi wanted to come in. General Bakshi. General Bakshi. Let's get the outside.
Arnab, just give me a minute, because you asked me a question. You asked me a question.
Sorry.
Now you are asking somebody else to answer that.
No, I am allowing everyone in. I'm coming back to you.
Mr. Beg.
Yeah.
Mr. Beg, can I just take a minute? Arnab, I think he's put he's spelled out the problem. The problem is that because of the operations of the army, and may I remind this August gathering that 5,108 officers, JCOs, men of the Indian Army have laid down their lives to get this degree of peace. Now, the moment we get a spell of peace, we face a clamor, withdraw the army, withdraw the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, and we have seen the situation slide back into a snake and ladders syndrome n number of times. I have spent 15 years in these kind of operations in Jammu and Kashmir. There are so many instances. I was in Kishtwar. We had 5 battalions there. We got the area quiet. We were pushed out, and the situation was back to ground zero. This has happened innumerable times. That is precisely what we have been trying to tell the civilian administration in Jammu and Kashmir. Please, if the situation was peaceful for the last 2-3 years, it was because of the operations and pressure of the army on the terrorists. For God's sake, don't be impatient.
Shabnam Lone.
Please listen to your
Shabnam Lone on a News Hour discussion a few weeks back. On a News Hour discussion a few weeks back. On a News Hour discussion a few weeks back, Shabnam Lone, my question is to you. You quarreled with us. You said, it's all wrong. The AFSPA needs to go because the situation in Kashmir has improved. When I showed you statistics that it had not, you questioned my statistics. Which statistic will you question today, Shabnam Lone? The statistic of the 5 martyrs who have been killed today?
Arnab, I never quarreled. Now let's have a very serious debate. Let it not be your men versus our men. That is the first issue. Now, I was listening to General G.D. Bakshi. Now, he is what you call the consummate, ultimate garrison commander who loves his boys. But he can't see beyond the ramparts of the fort of his garrison. So, with great respect to General G.D. Bakshi, that makes his comments non-est for Kashmir, because he is an interested party who loves his boys to that extent where it is impossible for him to give
Now
a
answer my
plausible
question.
view about Kashmir. Now,
I love my
regard to
country more,
Afsa,
madam.
General G.D. Bakshi got it, General, sir, but I still reiterate that your comments on Kashmir are known as on the basis that you are an extremely interested party. You love your boys, you are the consummate.
I hope
Let's-
you know
let's
that
answer
I
the
was
question.
born in
I again
Jammu.
repeat, who cannot see beyond the ramparts of the fort that he holds for his boys.
Please come to the
Sir,
question.
now let
Please
me
address
come
the
to
question
Afsa.
now. Shabnam Lone.
Yes.
Where are your statistics
Yes,
today?
Now, with regard to
You said, no, you said, I'll repeat the question. You said roll back AFSPA, situation in Kashmir is all right. You can't say that today.
I have never said that. No, I have never said that AF revoke ASPA and the situation will be.
No,
fine
you
in
said
Kashmir.
revoke ASPA because the
Now,
situation has
basically,
improved.
Now let me. No, I never said that, Arnab. Now let me address this issue seriously. Now, what is AFSA? Basically, why I am not in favor of AFSA, because AFSA seeks to abrogate the most inalienable and glorious rights, that is the fundamental rights. Any society which is civil, any society which believes in constitutional journeys would normally not like to have AFSA. Now, with
This is
regard
not a
to
normal
Kashmir,
situation.
I have
This is not a
different
normal
take on
situation.
AFSA. Now, with regard, I'm coming to that, Arnab, hold on. Now, with regard to AFSA, I have a different take.
Am I just losing the line there with? Okay. I think I just lost the line. We'll try and get her back. She says she has a different take. I'm going to get her back. In the meantime, let me get other voices in. Junaid Mattu. Has the entire political campaign on diluting the army's powers evaporated today?
Certainly not, Arnab. It might have diluted that resolve for you. First of all, you never had that resolve because you don't live in Kashmir. You don't face the humiliation of an entire population living with lesser rights. The incident that has happened today, where I don't want to say that it is one of the so many incidents because I don't want to trivialize the loss of lives. But we need to look at Kashmir through a little a wider prism, a kind of a wider angle. What I'm trying to say is that if you even look at today, there has been an innocent young boy, 24-year-old boy who has been shot dead by the CRPF in Eidgah area. So if that incident isn't an inference enough to make you speak against AFSPA, using simple logic, this encounter can't be an incident which reinforces your resolve to
How
keep
does,
AFSPA.
I have a simple question for you. Junaid, tell me, does Pakistan benefit if violence in Kashmir goes up? Just let's get very basic tonight on the news. Does Pakistan benefit if violence in Kashmir goes up? One. B, what is the link in your view between the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Pakistan? What is the link? Please tell me. Let's get rhetorical, factual, not rhetorical.
As is, okay, yes, okay. If you let me speak. There are vested interests in Kashmir who want violence. There are vested interests in India who want, in Delhi who want violence. There are vested interests
I am asking you, who are the vested interests in Pakistan? Name them.
Well, there are. I mean, there are people who would love to see the pot boiling.
Who are the people?
I can't. I don't have a glossary of vested interests.
Who are they? Why are you so scared of naming the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Are you scared?
It's not my job. I'm not a police officer. It's not my job to name Lashkar-e-Toiba.
Why don't you name the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
I'm not part of investigations.
Why don't you name the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
Name them.
Yeah.
Name them in what, Arnab?
Why are you scared of naming them? You almost seem to be appearing to be extremely, if I may say so today, Junaid, you seem to be extremely nervous about taking the name of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. I wonder why.
Arnab, I am a person who has unequivocally condemned killings by both sides.
No,
so if
Lashkar-e-Toiba. Has the Lashkar-e-Toiba killed the sarpanches in Kashmir?
I spoke about it. I wrote an op-ed about it.
Tell me what you think of the Lashkar-e-Toiba.
I can't explain to you who stands up for things.
What do you think of the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
I don't. everybody who kills an innocent Kashmiri is a murderer. Every murder is a
You're
murder.
generalizing again.
Be that by a gunman, be that by any party, it is a murder. Be that by CRPF. CRPF murdered a boy in Eidgah. Are you willing to call that a murder, Arnab? It's a direct question.
Yes, it is.
Are you willing to call that a murder?
Yes, it is. And by the way, Junaid, unlike you, we don't suffer from those duplicities. It is absolutely a murder, and I have said this 5 days back on this program. I've said it 5 days back on this program that it is time the high-handed tactics of some of the people in the Indian Army end. But you are not taking a position on the Lashkar.
Duplicitous.
Why aren't you taking a position on the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
The boy who was stoned to death, was that not a
part of the
murder?
investigation. If anybody is involved,
Anybody?
General Bakshi, your army has committed a lot of murders too. I'm sorry.
Maruf.
Probably a lot under your command as well. I'm answering Arnab's question. Let me answer Arnab's question.
I've asked you a
Let me answer his questions, then I'll answer your questions.
I've asked you the question
yes,
7 times.
Arnab, I'm answering your question. Be it any militant outfit,
not any,
be it the army, be it the CRPF. This is getting a little juvenile now. Any means all. I'm not excluding any. If any militant outfit trains their gun at a Kashmiri person, we will call them murderers.
And tell me, what about the Lashkar-e-Toiba who trained their guns? No, what about the Lashkar-e-Toiba? 1 minute. What about the Lashkar-e-Toiba who trained their guns at the CRPF men?
Okay, okay. That justifies the CRPF men to go and shoot.
No, I'm asking you, what about those who killed the 5 CRPF men? And I'm not justifying anything. I am telling you, be factual, not rhetorical with me.
Then, Arnab, why aren't we speaking about the boy who died? Why isn't that a subject?
I just did. You're not listening.
The killing of CRPF men.
I just did. You're not listening.
No, I
have said this 1,001 times, but you have not listened. You choose not to listen. I want to go back to the mood question. Junaid, the mood question is this: that Pakistan is backing terror, and Pakistan wants this cycle of terror to continue. I don't know at which point of time Kashmir's political leaders will have the courage to go to the root issue. The root of this problem is in Rawalpindi, not in Srinagar. Maruf, may I just get you into the debate?
You might be right. You might be right, Arnab. You might be right. But right now, after how unscrupulously and how unbecoming of a state it was in the manner in which Afzal Guru was executed, pushing him ahead, leapfrogging him ahead into the line.
Don't politicize the Afzal Guru issue. It will go nowhere. I will not let you politicize the Afzal Guru issue. I want to get Maruf into the debate. But before Maruf, your response, please.
Arnab, I'd like to respond to a few points that Junaid made before I get on to the key issue that I want to bring home. One is that I think, Junaid, with due respect, you're obfuscating the issue, you're not getting to the point, you're not answering Arnab's question straight. Fine, there are a lot of people who are involved in killings one way or the other. But the central dilemma for Kashmiris is, which you may like to provide an answer to, do you think that Pakistan, which claims to provide moral support to Kashmir and people like yourself, is actually using these people like the latest terrorists who use human shields of Kashmiri youth to attack military installations? Fine, you guys have a problem with military installations and the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. I agree there are some issues there that are debatable, but the central point is that the same people who claim to support the Kashmiri cause wholeheartedly are the ones who are causing disruption in your lives. That's the first issue. The second thing is, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which Arnab has been trying to bring the debate onto, is not against the Kashmiris, my friend. The Armed Forces Special Powers Act, if you go back, and it's clearly available in the internet and otherwise on all printed documents, emerges from the Government of India Act of 1958, in which special powers were given and certain immunity was given to soldiers who could not resort to the court of law quickly, and it was difficult to identify who to fix the blame on in confrontations. And let me add a footnote to that. Article 44 of the Protocols of the Geneva Conventions of 1976 say very clearly that when a soldier is attacked or is being attempted to be attacked, he can fire back. So if you have a problem with the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, I don't think you'll have a problem with the Geneva Convention.
Absolutely.
That authorizes people to do that. Having said all that, let me just complete my point, Arnab. Having said that, let me bring 2 points home. One is The Armed Forces Special Powers Act, if it was to be withdrawn,